Alrighty, Blues brothers and sisters. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okie dokie. Okay. It's time to hear the same blues lick that we hear all the time. The excitement grows. All right. Well. I think I need to recharge those batteries. It should be faster tuning. Yeah, the batteries need some help. Hello, Jelly. A couple of things are happening. It is there's a pedal board, sorry, wrong side. So the signal chain, hey there. The signal chain looks as follows. This Yamaha Pacifica goes into a Boss GT100 that's on a preset called BB Thrill, if that's important. After that, it goes into my Focusrite. No, I'm from Hamburg, Germany. Ich könnte auch sagen Hallo. Ich nehme an, der Drummer ist vermutlich... Are you German by any chance? Because I'm thinking that der is the German article. And if that is right... Ja, können wir auf jeden Fall. Ich versuche hauptsächlich nur Englisch auf diesem Channel zu reden, so dass es mehr inclusive is. That's why I prefer switching to English, because it is probably the easiest language for anyone. But on principle, I can speak German, yeah. But on stream, most of the time, especially now, just having been asked a question, I think it would be most friendly to use the language that almost everybody understands. Let me type that out. My Yamaha Pacifica, or not even mine, the one that my friend borrowed to me, goes into the Boss GT100. That goes into the Focusrite. From the Focusrite, I'm using Reason Studios, as you can see. And nothing crazy is happening here. A little bit of EQ, rolling off some lows, making a little scoop for the low mids, giving a little boost for presence in, I don't know, 2.6 something, rolling off some highs. And then there is this amp simulation. Hold up, let me type that. It's not even mine. I couldn't even tell you about this model specifically, but hold on, I need to finish this thought. I'm terrible with focus and can't multitask. So Reason Studios, and then Softube amp simulation, and it's on a preset called what? British Clean. That's pretty much what it is. Ich kann dir leider nicht genau sagen, welches Yamaha-Model das ist. Es ist nicht meine Gitarre, sondern die Gitarre eines Freundes, der leider keine Zeit hat. Und Freunde und Familie haben angefangen, bei mir Instrumente abzustellen. als sie gemerkt haben, dass ich mich für Musik interessiere. Alrighty, that's pretty much it. And guitar is just my side project, so. It could also be very well. I didn't look too deeply into. I didn't look too deeply into the setting of the Boss GT100. There, sorry, Jelly. I just thought I was gonna make it quick in German. Also, it's not a present. They just borrowed or lent it to me because they don't have time to use or they stopped using it. There's a bass somewhere here that I can't play. I thought Cartman was right, but he wasn't. I'm not Token. Token, get the goddamn bass from your basement. God damn it, Cartman. If you know the reference, bless you. I kind of was raised on South Park. But also Jelly, again, like from last night, our discussion. Don't worry too much about all the exact signal chain or whatnot. You don't need to replicate the exact signal chain. Not that I would mind. I don't care about anything. I'm pretty much absolutely open source. But hold on, I've got to read that. It's a little bit more. Because I love the sound of my Pacifica and the quality too, but the bridge started rusting. I have an issue with this input, and I usually just use, I couldn't even name that pickup. I rarely ever use the other pickups. Most of the time stuck with the top pickup, the neck pickup or so. Like I say, I'm not a guitarist. I'm a jazz pianist for the most part. Still haven't finished reading that. But I still wanted to answer to Jelly. Try to find a guitar, any somewhat decent guitar for even the cheapest, most ridiculous price. As long as it's not completely broken, don't worry about it having a name or not. It doesn't matter. As long as it helps you to play and practice, it's good enough. And the rest of the processing, that's just additional. You can play something super dry and just put some stock reverb on it and mild compression, and it will be fine. It will be just fine. I'd have to go in this preset and look more deeply if there might not be an amp sim in the chain, which probably there is. Like this preset is called BB Thrill, so I'm guessing probably they chose some amp simulations on the Boss GT100 in this preset that are kind of trying to mimic amps that BB King used to use in his chain, but don't worry about all that. Sorry, I still need to finish reading the first part. The Yamaha guy said it was normal, just a bit of patina. But all my friends who play guitar said they'd never seen anything so crappy. Well, I'm not an authority to speak on guitars or anything technical for that matter. So I have no point of reference. This is the only guitar that I'm familiar with. So I cannot really speak about anything technical on the guitar whatsoever. The only other guitar that I played for some time was another Yamaha, coincidentally, which belongs to my mother. But that is was a Western guitar, much different. So I couldn't even tell you much. I like this guitar. It works for me. But then again, I don't know nothing about guitars. I'm not a guitar technician. I don't even know enough about pianos. And basically, this is my side project when I want to hear something else but scales on the piano. I still haven't finished reading. I talk too much. It's still under warranty. Well, if it's still under warranty, then make use of it. Never seen anything so crappy. Haha, well, since then, my bridge has been rusting away. There is guitar cleaning stuff that should help. And every now and then, I come along some guitar posts, whatever, and they speak about cleaning the neck. If I would look at this neck more closely, probably it could need some cleaning, and I should probably also change the strings sometime. But well, it's fine as is right now. I don't have any issues with this thing right now, and still haven't finished reading. My focus is really not that great. Well, then, since then, my bridge has been rusting away despite good care. But a new bridge would cost more than the original price of the guitar. So, yeah. Maybe. Like, I don't have any problem with Yamaha. I think often Yamaha has a bad rap for no reason. They make affordable, decent instruments. This is just my personal opinion. And also various instruments. They make good pianos and also technology. I have some monitors sitting next to the screen, also Yamaha, and they're absolutely fine to me. And still need to finish reading. I can't keep up that fast. The humbucker. Yeah, acoustic doesn't help with metal, I suppose. Yeah, and also talent is absolutely overrated. Talent is kind of also, to some regard, a myth. You just really gotta practice. Sounds stupid, but all it is, it's practicing. If Messi or Ronaldo or Michael Jordan wouldn't have put in the hours, or Oscar Peterson, he wouldn't sound like Oscar Peterson. Usually, the people that we call the most talented are the maniacs that practice 24/7. Well, go figure. I would say most of the time, talent equates to the amount dedicated. What am I staring at? Thank you. I get that. I get that way too often. People tell me I should use my voice for something. I agree. There are advantages, like, say, you could have it more easy in some regards. Say you want to become a good basketball player. Your phenotype, so how your body is made up, if you're a tall guy, to make it less complicated, when you're tall, you don't have more talent, but from the get go, with your genes and your body, it will be more attainable to get good on the basketball court, and especially in regards to being competitive. But also, sports and music or arts, it's apple and oranges. It's hard to compare. We live in a world where we have been brainwashed to have everything in measurable metrics. This is better, this is bigger, this is that, and this is what. I'd love to look at things on an individual level and take them as I can experience them. For instance, like, I'm absolutely married to the piano. And sometimes I catch myself complaining about how my hands are too small. And I'm not a tall guy. I'm average height, like I'm what 176, maybe 178. My passport says 180, but that's not true. So, and I was a basketball player. I'm a dwarf in comparison on the basketball court. I was a point guard and a short one, but I was fast, really, really, really fast. Still am though. And for piano, well, historically speaking, not really. Music is the only thing I do. Maybe a little bit the rest of basketball. I used to be a youth athlete, but I'm turning 40 and I haven't been playing basketball competitively for 2 decades. But I play street ball. But summer is short in Germany, and I'm not playing and freezing my hands off if it's like 12 degrees. But pretty much the only thing that I do for quite some time now, and increasingly more so, is learning as much about music that I can. I like all kinds of music. Like, as a kid, listen to what my parents were listening to, which is like boomers generation radio stuff. Muddy Waters, B.B. King, The Beatles, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, what have you. When I was like in my teens, I had a period where I was listening to rap and hip hop exclusively. When I was about, I don't know, 18 something, I started listening to classical music because my English has become so good that I could understand the lyrics too well to endure terrible lyrics. And as I used to love listening to music while reading, Literature was my first love after sports, after basketball. Like I'm kind of a little bit of a nerd. But then again, I live or have the pleasure to live in the hyper privileged Western Hemisphere in Hamburg, Germany, and my father sent me to a humanistic gymnasium, so that might have caused some of this pseudo elitism. Also love techno, and I like house. I love funk to death, but what I want to do or play or maybe even perform, that is jazz, blues, soul, funk, R&B, that kind of stuff. But most of all, it is it is all centered around jazz and blues somehow. That's why you can only hear me practice scales and never get anything finished. I have to catch up. This chat is going way faster than I. I'm a slow reader, but I read usually quite carefully. But let me get all that. But I really like jazz too, not just metal. I also really enjoy listening to prog metal, especially Dream Theater. They're crazy. The pianist, like, oh my god, seriously, it's ridiculous. Also, I don't listen much to metal. I have to be in the mood, but they are among, from a technical perspective, the most outrageous musicians. Like what the guitarists do, and I have no business talking about drums. In my opinion, drummers are the craziest of all musicians, hands down. Seriously. Maybe an organist has a word to say too in regards to being an octopus and having I don't know how many different separate thinking pods of their brain, but nah. I can't even hold the 2 bars of "We Will Rock You" on the drums, and that is like a joke to a drummer. Still haven't finished reading. Death Jazz. That's funny. I started playing drums. I was 8. Holy Christ! I wish I had started music earlier, and I remember my music teacher in school, because we in 7th or 6th grade we all had to play the recorder, and when there was like parent teacher day or whatnot, he tried to convince my father to convince me to pick up playing an instrument. But at that time, I only cared about playing basketball. But I think it has been there long time that I was gonna end up with music. I still need to read faster. Oh my god, it goes too fast. I don't get to play a chord. I once played the song Soul with capital S from Tower of Power on the drums. And shit, so Dream Theater. Ooh, that's cool. They crazy. I don't know too much of them. I've heard a couple of their tracks. They're pretty famous. I've seen more just from the pianist and keyboard player, who is a beast. But I could like really, I could go from listening to Bach to Big L to Tribe Called Quest to Glenn Gould to Prodigy to Justice League to the Beatles to salsa. There is no end. I think I now have caught up with the chat so far. Like really, all I do is I'm going up and down the blues scale because I need to practice scales on the guitar. I can't play the guitar like I can play the piano, not even remotely. And I'm starting pretty much exactly the same way like I started learning piano. And I started in my mid 20s teaching myself. And that also was connected to basketball. I keep telling the story way too often. I broke my middle finger, and my mom had a super old piano keyboard, Casio keyboard, like the company that makes the Taschenrechner. Oh, it sounds so fun, mix up German and English. And I used it for rehab and physio, and then I got addicted. And now I live in a kind of bedroom studio producer kind of thing. No, from Sudan. My father is from Sudan and my mom is German. But I also have been told I could be a chameleon in so many places, ethnically speaking, and what my phenotype looks like. I could mingle in a couple of places in the world, and they had no clue where I'm from. And except this being a practice of blue scales, it is a little bit so what? Not a lot, but a little bit. Yes, I have a. You know how it is with African families, right? They are huge. I have a lot of relatives there. I have so many cousins that I could never recall and that I also haven't seen. I only was once in Sudan when I was 14, 15. Despite the situation, there's a lot of family. And also in all these neighboring countries. I got some relatives in Egypt, got some relatives in the UAE, get some relatives also, except my direct first degree family, if that's the right word. In Germany, like an uncle of mine also lives in Germany. Always reminds me a little bit of Johnny Hooker, this lick. then I've achieved my purpose. As I'm not a teacher, I'm but a student to the muse, trying to connect a couple of dots. And if somebody gets inspired or can learn something, then my mission is complete. Where are you from in Germany? I think you said, right? Forgot again. Did you say Köln? Have to go through the chat. I think you did mention it and I forgot again. NRW. You working professionally in music or is it a hobby too? Alles klar. Studium in Musik oder wenn ich fragen darf? Du musst auch nichts beantworten, was du nicht beantworten möchtest. Selbstverständlich. Every now and then I think about studying something related to music. But I'm not quite sure if I'm cut out for academia. In theory, yes, but I kinda hate institutions. Interesting. I wanted to study medicine, aber mit nur 2,0 Abitur und unseren großartigen NCs. Not so much. Ich habe ein Semester Bachelor of Arts, Chemie und Philosophie studiert, aber relativ schnell abgebrochen. Ich war mehr immatrikuliert, als dass ich studiert habe, weil ich Vollzeit in der Gastro damals noch arbeitete als Koch. Und restaurant hours and studying full time, working full time, that didn't mix. And living a young man's life on top. I kind of actually really just started studying to shut up my family and friends so they don't bother me that I'm not pursuing something greater than flipping burgers. And because I still thought, maybe I'm going to write the entrance exam for med school, I thought, okay, I'm gonna acclimate myself to academia. And I've been out of school already for like half a decade at that point. So I needed to recap some fundamentals. And chemistry was the part that I've forgotten most of. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna enroll for chemistry. Philosophy was just like out of basic interest and curiosity. And I thought I'm gonna just study maybe for 1 or 2 semesters and do like some kind of forced recap and then enroll into medicine. But then I was just stuck in hospitality service for a decade and more. Life. Hold up, I gotta. I was looking the other way or staring down the neck. Say, mein Abi war 2,7, mein Chemiestudium kein NC, aber Lebensmittelchemie war auch interessant. Absolut interessant, mega interessant. Ähm, Ich denke, die meisten Leute haben nicht im entferntesten die Ahnung, was sie in ihre Körper tun. Ähm, ähm, Was dramatische Auswirkungen später hat. Ähm, Prinzipiell eigentlich müsste jeder Mensch fast ein Lebensmittelchemiker sein, um sich durch den Supermarkt zu navigieren heutzutage. Ähm, sorry. I'm a switch. I'm switching back to German to English in a second. But sometimes I'm lacking vocabs. I speak English pretty well, but there's words that I definitely don't know in English. That's a great idea. I kind of never did neither. I didn't. I was college dropout and also working as a chef. I didn't do an apprenticeship. I just started working and got stuck there. So, but I have to come up with a plan how I can maybe work as a musician because I don't have any ambitions in making great money. I just need enough money to survive. Really, the bare necessities. As long as I can just play 24/7 and eat and have a roof over my head, I don't need anything more. I don't need a Porsche. I don't need a house. I don't need to do fancy dining. I really just need peace of mind and no noise that distracts me from practicing and creating. That's all. Oh, Jelly, also on another note, you said you're from North Africa, right? I'm not good enough for that thing. Like in the odd decade and a half where I've been teaching myself some basic music, I don't have a repertoire. People expect you to play repertoire when you are in a luxury lounge. People want to come up and say, "Hey, play the pianist, play Summertime, play this or that." I can improvise nonstop without thinking about it. You can turn on the radio or show me a track. I'll maybe need maybe like 3 or 5 minutes. I won't be reverse engineering it, and I won't necessarily make a transcription from it, but I'll be able to jam with it easily. All I do is practice scales and improvise. Like every now and then, I'm trying to get better with music theory, but I started as a by ear player, and now I'm learning music theory in reverse with some apps like with the Cordy app that I usually have on all the time. I doubt it. Maybe some do, but I also improvisation is not that it's coming from nothing. They improvise on the basis of standards. If it is jazz, for sure, and if they're also classically trained, there is not too much crazy improvisation going on to begin with. I think to apply for a hotel lobby, you should have significant repertoire. But also on the other hand, I never asked, never tried, but I doubt that it's enough to make a sustainable living. Yeah, but not just scales alone. Like say, I already streamed 2.5 hours earlier, and we ended up with around midnight, which is probably the first standard since I started learning music that I'm actually trying to learn for real. Let me answer with the title of a jazz standard I don't get around much anymore, which is my own fault. Yes, there are jazz clubs and there are open nights, but it's not as open as one would believe. And jazz also tends to be kind of, unfortunately, elitist. Maybe now I could see myself being able to jam and participate. I think I'm just good enough to do that. But if you ask me 2 or 3 years earlier, I'd stand no chance on a bandstand with professional jazz musicians. They'll leave me in the dust in a second. I think I need to find opportunities as a session musician. Then let me say, I am guessing you are probably maybe not religious, but maybe you are. Let me say Eid Mubarak. Today's Eid. For everybody who is not aware or not Muslim, um, it is like kind of our Christmas. I'm not religious, I'm more spiritual, but I was raised pretty religiously. Eid Mubarak, brother. Boom, boom, boom. That's also why I need to go off stream because very soon, maybe I even missed it, my sisters will be showing up here and then I'm gonna meet with my father, who is religious, of course. I'm not so much, but that doesn't mean that I won't show up there to celebrate with him and say my blessings to him because I owe him. I'm kind of the same, like, I was raised super religiously, right? Then I went to a humanistic gymnasium. Also, when you are born mixed race, multicultural, and two societies claim to have the absolute truth, if you're not fallen on the head too hard, you will question both of them sooner or later. And you make up your own shit. And when I was super arrogant and thought I was also smart in my youth, I was an atheist or an agnostic. Meanwhile, I'm somewhat spiritual. I'm interested in all kinds of things, like especially consciousness theory, integrated information theory, and whatnot. And I'm more on a spiritual level. I think all these religions and ideas, they are all hinting at the same thought. It is just that we are absolutely narrow minded, that we want to take things literally, and that we want to create bloodshed because we are even ego driven, impulsive beings with a very limited capacity to recognize and perceive anything anyway. We have a limited set of senses to just barely survive and to just believe we would know anything is outrageously arrogant and also very dangerous. People that are the most dangerous are people that are very certain about anything. Ich danke dir. Dann sage ich auch, hab ein wunderbares Wochenende und möge die Muse mit dir sein. Happy practice, happy creating. Catch you next time. Alright, you guys. I think I have to take a break because I probably should be calling my dad and check with my sister when they wanted to meet. So I'm not late because I'm a notorious show up late, which is not good. Catch you another time, maybe later. You know, this is the only thing I do at the moment. Till next time. Try to be good to yourself and others. Assalamu alaikum. And may the muse be with you all. Peace. Yes, sir. I try to. Peace.